Yeah.
Man,
About to get it in. We about to go crazy. About to
what's
go
good,
Yeah.
Upper Fat
crazy.
Gang?
Only right.
What's going
Welcome
on,
back.
family? It's your boy
Welcome.
FICO Jordan. We back in the place to be once again for the weekly watch list call. Last week was absolutely nuts. We all knew where the bottom was at. We all knew where the money resided, and we acted accordingly. I'm extremely proud that nobody got into straight panic mode. A lot of our favorite gurus, as we would call them, was expecting things to hit 404, 410, things like that. But when you know how to read price action and you know the universal truths and you don't speculate based upon what price has done in the past, then you know how to act. And you just know stocks go up straight up. So, no Evergrande is going to pull the market down. No institutional trading by Federal Reserve board members is going to bring the market down. We all know how this system operates. So let's go ahead and get into it like we normally do, like we always do at this time. So I've been playing futures since last Sunday for the first time. I'm mad at myself for just getting into it. If you want to know where the money resides, that is where it's at. I hope my voice sounds crispy with this new microphone. Um, so if we're looking at ES right now, similar to SPY and so forth, we do have a 3 on the month. We took out that lower side from August and immediately rejected and went back the other direction. So we are forming a hammer with, well, we got 4 days left in the month. We just completed a 2-2 reversal on the week that I have marked here. I've already made a couple trades on this breakout on the 2-2. And we did a 2-1-2 on the day to the upside. Let me go ahead and bring up the proper 4. Now we like to look at things. So we're coming through a 1 hour supply zone, means nothing. Price is getting ate up. Right now, we do have weekly supply above 44.98 and 50 cents. That is what you see here in the week with this basing candle that sent the market coming down. So look for a hang up in that area. So depending upon what we do now, going into the tomorrow morning, is going to really dictate: are we going to get a crazy bullish day, or are we just going to get up and then, you know what I'm saying, get a little chop in that zone because we got to eat up some orders. Because they did take profit at that level. So if any sell orders have not been filled at that level before, they'll get filled whenever we get to that moment later. Let's see. Russell, we still are stuck inside of this mother bar back from March. As you can see here on the month, price is getting choppy, still moving to the side. I really don't, but I look to the Russell when it starts to move during the day. But right now we do have an inside day to the upside. Now, as far as the Dow, same situation, except it did not fail the 2 up. It actually immediately went 2 down, took out the lower range from July at 336.23, and immediately bounced up. 4 days left. Monthly time continuity is at 353.82. We already did a 2-1-2 to the upside and the 2-2 reversal in the week, just like ES. As far as SPY and in the Dow goes, that's in NASDAQ, that's pretty much what you're looking at as far as their futures are concerned. Now, getting into the sectors on SPY, we have XLB materials. We are red on a month, green on a week, looking to be the bottom of broadening formation. Time will tell. Inside, so we're green on a day inside, shooter, and red on 4 hour. My apologies. Screwed up here. All right, there we go. And we are red on a quarter. So if the day can flip the week can flip on a 2-2, time frame continuity on the month is 85.52 to go green. So the 2-2 on the week will move towards that target. 4 days might not be enough. We will have to see. But at that point, we will have continuity up until the week starting off tomorrow. Now, XLC, shooter quarter. but we are green. Rejected the low of 80.91 on the month after taking that out, so it is still red. We do have a hammer on the week off of the bottom. Very interesting. You know where we played Twitter from Monday, and you see this movement still has a gap fill to the upside. Snapchat also mooned as well. Snapchat had more movement than Twitter. Those are going to be some good plays going into the week, seeing as how XLC recovers. So look towards Disca, Viacom, those other that will lag. XLE, my baby, for my leaps. Red quarter turning into a hammer. 55.10 is going to be continuity there. We already done a 2-2 reversal on the month. We are green on the month, green on the week, green on the day. Good money over there in XLE. Magnitude is fairly high, and it has not reached its quarterly supply zone, which is going to be up at 59.40. XLF, money setup over here. Green quarter, hammer on the month. Time frame continuity is right overhead on the week, 38.45. Getting ready to do a 3-2 rev on the week over 38.35. It is green on the week, green on the day. XLI, red quarter, red month, green week, green day. So if the week can flip 101.19 to go 2-2 on the week, it will hit 104.73 to push continuity green on the month. That will also, you'll go green on the corner at 103. So if XLI does 2-2 rev on the week and hits target, the week, or sorry, the quarter will go green. The month will go green just over that. Keep an eye on XLI going into this week. A lot of continuity flips back to the upside. XLK, setup, clean. You see it. 2-2 reversal on the week over 156.97. 2-1-2 continuation over 156.97. If 156.97 goes off on a 2-2 week, right overhead, monthly full time frame continuity is at 159.41. That'll put green on all time frames and the year. Y'all, I know y'all catching that picture. So shooter quarter on XLP, time red on the month, time frame continuity will flip back at 72.32 green. We have a 2-2 reversal on the week. If it can make the 2-2 reversal and hit target, it'll flip the month green. Y'all catching on? Real estate, shooter quarter, red month, shooter week, red day. You think the money's leaving XLRE? Well, it's not there.
Yeah, it's been some bad news lately too for real estate.
Yep, Evergrande is that actually something Evergrande would be affecting. Now, XLU utilities, we got a shooter quarter. It is green. It will flip red on the quarter at 63.35. We have a 3-month. If it goes 3-2 reversal on the month, it will be tagging that quarter. It will make the quarter red, the month red. Currently, the month is red, the week is red, the day is red. Think the money is leaving XLU? Catching the drift. XLV, we have green quarter, red month, green week, red day. Conflict. Find out where the continuity is, when it will flip in whatever direction. That is where the money will be flowing. XLY, consumer discretionary. We got a hammer quarter to the upside, hammer quarter on the month. Hammer week, or sorry, it'll be doing a 3-2-2 reversal on XLY over 185.06. Also a 3-2 on the day at the same level. If you are looking at continuity, you think the money resides in XLY? Well, of course it does. So, Boss Gang, VIP, where you at with the almanac and telling us what is the market doing historically at this time going into the last month of September? Floor is yours, my guy.
Absolutely appreciate it, FICO. So, yeah, last week we were able to get a good feel for the market and where we were going. Historically, the markets have been bearish somewhat at this time, but we mentioned on the call last week, we don't necessarily care what the market does. We're going to look at the chart. That's what we have as our benefit as traders. We simply trade without emotions. We look at the chart. we were able to find the money. We mentioned that the fear in the market is low. So that is a mental indicator, something I like to look at, because this game is all about a completely mental game. Anybody who's trading long enough realizes that. So there's a lot of fear in the market, but we see a ton of beautiful setups and strat traders. We love it. So we're simply going to find where the money resides, and that's where we are going to be. FICO gave some information out about the sectors we're going to look at. It's pretty clear. Going into the week, the end of September has historically been prone to weakness. The reason is because institutions are restructuring their portfolio. So sometimes we may get some volatility, but we, as strat traders, again, we know where the money is. We know where the money resides. Through this week, typically, we'll expect sideways action for the most part. We'll have some bullish activity, bearish activity. Again, it only matters where the money resides. The last day of quarter three, the S&P has been down 15 of the last 23. The massive 5.4% rally in 2008. Historically bearish, doesn't matter for us. The first trading day in October, Dow has been down 9 of the last 15, off 2.4% in 2011. So again, going into these markets, what's going to happen is you are going to find institutions restructuring. When you find where the money is going, you are going to make a lot of money. We're going to make money on what they call the delta side, is on the long position right now, because there's so much fear in the market. The premiums are low, so we find the right setups. We got a good chance to make a lot of money this week in the market. I'm a psychic. I'm excited. Just go ahead and get it back to you, Paco.
Yes, sir. So before I jump into the handful of stocks that I'm looking at, I want to talk about something that I've seen. I know this is not normal, and I'm not for sure if many of the individuals on the call are familiar with this, but if not, I want to educate a lot of you on something I was researching this weekend. So here in our market, as far as the United States is concerned, the unofficial summer season concludes with Labor Day. And so the summer typically becomes like more of a grind for the market, because things kind of slow down. You get tighter ranges. So the weather is normally ideal, especially for the individuals who have money, depending upon where they live. They get away from the desk, they go enjoy the outdoors with their family. And so the uncertainties of the new year are typically resolved. So hardly anybody is focused on exactly what's going to happen at the year's end. So therefore, like, the summer is the midpoint being a year, is you often see more stable price action. Now you combine that with vacations, and this is true that institutions typically have less activity. So this is what gives us low volume in the market. Now, historically, once autumn rolls around, fall, the world of finance experiences many psychological changes. Now, the first starts with summer over the northern hemisphere. So more attention is naturally placed on the market during this time. Managers get to assess performance versus expectations, and they start to align and balance positions for the remainder of the year. Their interest is renewed in the market more, and you see the craziest peak in volatility coming into the fall. So I'm going to post a picture in the chat in the Zoom if everybody has the capability of seeing it, and I will post it immediately in the Discord as soon as I'm done with my watch list, to show you the volatility of the S&P 500 index as far as seasonality. And you'll see that coming September into October, its peak about as high as it is in March. This is the normal percentage as far as volatility. May and July and January is typically at its lowest. So, and I believe this is for the average over the last 20 years. So it's just something to be mindful of going into this season. Now, as far as my watch list that I have WDC. Actually picked this out while going through a one-on-one. So WDC is red on the month. This lower level where it based out at back in December going into January caught my attention, and because of this low that it took out and immediately rejected at 56.43 from the month of February, It took that out and immediately rejected and tried to bounce up. So it did give a pimp and limping. No, sorry, that was a 313. My apologies. On the day, going back into the week, and immediately went 3-2 back to the upside. So on the 4 hour, it has a hammer inside candle to the upside, and that range as far as the reversal will be giving a 1-2-2 reversal over 58.14. As far as the month going green continuity is 63.61. I'm actually looking for this to float back into continuity to the upside. The magnitude is 78.19. That is what caught my attention. And the contracts do look pretty good on it, especially for in terms of weeklies. And the thing that caught my attention was institutions know where their buy levels are, and typically when a stock has had continuity to the downside, to see long calls on it 2 months out is extremely rare occasion. I looked at the monthlies on the November. They got lots of bodies parked over on the 75, the 70, 65, and down to the at the money at the 60. Institutional money is only buying the monthlies, and they putting the money in the area in which they know that it's going to reverse. The contracts caught my attention. As in that concern, I'll get to in my write-up that I'm going to follow suit with Mr. Check My Resume and show the actual change in the contracts and a value at expiration. Y'all going to be really, really happy with that, especially if the trigger goes off. My next up that I'm looking at is Nvidia. We got an inside month. Continuity will actually flip at 224.85 to go green on the month. We have a 322 reversal over 225.35 on the week. You have a 2-2 reversal day under over 221.49 and a gap to fill in between there in the 322 week rev. Magnitude will be 230.43. That already took out this lower part of the week. So as you can see here, pretty simple. Broadening formation from this bottom magnitude back up to 230.43. The sectors that I'm paying attention to, XLF right now with the 322 week, XLY with a 322 week, and XLK with a 212 day. My list is fairly simple. I'm really, really focused on futures and intraday reversals. If I can find another Twitter like last week, that's something I can get in and just build on that position throughout the week on weeklies, that will make me extremely happy. So that is my watch list for the week. Going into Monday, who is up next?
Yo, I guess I'll go ahead and get mine out the way. What's good, Pack? Your boy Cam G. I got a few things on my watch list. We kind of all over the place here, but I see some setups that I like, at least for tomorrow. So let's first start that thing off with PEN. PEN, excuse me. It has a nice PMG on the weekly. And what I really like about this is there is a weekly demand zone and there's a weekly supply zone that it is currently trading within, and it bounced perfectly this previous week on the top of the demand zone. It didn't even go inside of the demand zone, and there's a clear supply around the 84, 86 level. So if you take where it's currently at, which is like 75, 72 to about that 85, 86 level, that's way more than 100% on the October. So I like that setup. It's also green on the hours, green on the days, green on the week. So I like that continuity that we got there. So that's what I'm looking at with PEN, trying to just take that into the supply zone. The next one that I'm looking at is going to be PayPal. PayPal, we got an inside day right now on PayPal. I like the rev to the upside. Entry would be what, 278.33. And then we got some targets, 279.95, 282.50, 283.69, 285.75. 285.75 is like one of my ultimate levels. If it get past that level, then it's really out of here. The top of the broadening formation is well above where we currently at. It's around 300. So I'm liking PayPal. Another one that I like is UNP. I know some people smacked CLF, some people smacked X. I want to smack this UMP. I have a nice Broadner formation on it. This past week, we hit the bottom of the Broadner formation, made a hammer. So I really just want to play this PMG to the upside. My entry would be 204.87. I'm gonna just let that thing ride until we hit around the 222 to 226 level. Just depends on how much turbulence it is. But yeah, I like that UMP, and I think they also get a hit. Correct me if I'm wrong, from the infrastructure bill. So I do like that as well, and they talking about that more this week. All right, another one that we got that I'm liking is Amazon. Typically, I don't really play Amazon like that, but I do like the current setup on Amazon. Hold on, let me go back to my notes. So we got a 2-2 rev on a week that I'll be wanting to catch from a hammer. And then we got some easy targets to be able to take out on Amazon. What are these targets? Oh, it's not where to go. So I think getting this to 3,500 should be fairly simple. But yeah, it should be fairly simple to make it back to 3,500. The first target is 34.97, so that's only $3 away. Amazon could definitely do a big move, so I do like Amazon. Another one that I'm looking at is going to be Trip TCOM. Now the only thing about this setup, it's a daily setup, is I wish the day hammer would have ended green. That would have made it stronger. But I do want to watch it at open to see if there is some force there, to see if we could take out that 29.34 and then 29.57.
What ticker?
TCOM Trip. And so we did have that hammer on the day, but I wish that it would have closed green. It almost did, but I still like the setup. We are near the bottom of the Broadner formation. Top of the Broadner formation is around $33. So if we could get a rev towards the top of that Broadner formation, that would be a nice one. And one of the last ones that I'm looking at, I'm not sure if Boss Gang mentioned it, but Match. I'm liking Match to play it as a 1-2-2 on the week. And that's gonna be it for my list. Throw that thing back to FICO.
Who's next?
Family. I don't mind going. Pack, how y'all doing? Hope everybody weekend's been blessed and beautiful. Your boy Legacy here. I'm gonna start what I'm seeing next week, going into next week. I am liking social media plays a lot. FICO mentioned them briefly when he was going over XLC, but I'll start with Facebook. I am loving Facebook for sure. It's probably one of my strongest plays that I'm feeling next week. It has some great magnitude to the upside to feel. Nice bounce off the Broadner formation that my boy FICO has drawn beautifully at the bottom left of the screen. I have the same one drawn out. So I'm looking forward to also combined with the nice hammer on the week. So I'm thinking that's definitely going to continue. Also, Facebook, let me read this quick statement for you. On Tuesday, September 28th, they will be having their annual Gaming Developer Day. Bank of America thinks this event could be a share price catalyst for potential updates for the social media giant on gaming platform innovations and products anticipated. And Facebook's going hard. I think they might even mention something with crypto and gaming as well as too. Crypto gaming is super hot right now, and Mark Zuckerberg is very much so into crypto world, and I wouldn't be surprised he'd take advantage of that. Also, let me continue what I see in Facebook. I like what I see in the social media, Twitter as well. Going off of my brother's killed the play last week was amazing. In a very difficult market, Twitter fed the pack beautifully. I'm looking for that continued off that bounce off that broad information as well that FICO has drawn. I see that happening as well. He also mentioned Snap is right now is running at its all-time high. I see social media just looking beautiful going into next week, Pack Fam. So them all three players that I'll be watching in that area. Continuing, I like Docu a lot. Docu is a play that I will be watching as well. It bounced, it went 2 up off of a reversal off of a broad information last week. FICO has it drawn like what? Well, actually, it's an inside week off of a broad information last week. Yep, it's the inside week. You can see that on his bottom left. So I'm looking forward to a nice 2 up on the week. Docu is a solid company. I don't see any catalyst, and even in this market, coming to that can knock it out of this broad information that has been respected for a long time now. Worst case scenario, virus is getting spread more, but hey, this type of technology is set to keep growing for sure. I like Docu a lot. Next one, Cat. I am loving Cat, Pack family. Caterpillar. And my brother Cam just mentioned that they will be mentioning some more of the infrastructure bill next week. This is a big catalyst for them as well. I am loving the bounce of the broad information that I am seeing on them. FICO, he doesn't have them it drawn on them, but I'm sure he can see it with his strat vision. I'm seeing a nice continued broad information bounce off of it. And Cat, as I didn't even know about the infrastructure bill news, but yeah, FICO, he found out he could find that in his sleep, and he just found it beautifully for us. That's the one I got highlighted, and I see it's all the way at the bottom. I see a lot of magnitude to the upside for Cat. The contracts move beautifully. This could definitely be a nice swing play for us, Pack fam. Weekly possibly as well. Next, I only got a few more, Pack fam. I like Visa. It's a nice bullish engulfing. That is one technical analysis term that I kind of respect. It's a nice bullish engulfing on the week. It's a nice magnitude to the upside there as well. It's a strong hammer forming on the month. Let us remember this is the last week of this month going into this week. Friday will be October 1st. So I can see this finishing strong, the month strong, how it's been doing. So Visa will be on my watch list next week for sure. Last couple more, Trip. I don't know if Cam mentioned it. I think he was mentioning TCOM. I don't know, but if he did mention Trip, I see what he saw. This is the first green month in a long time for Trip. It's been kind of on a nice downtrend. It's a hammer forming on that month. It may not take off this last week, but this is something I'll be watching going into the new month as well. Trip, some good contracts on it. Definitely worth just watching for a while for sure. So yeah, I'm glad FICO, he getting his vision on it too. He writing out the demand zone. So if his eyes on it as well too, if he sees some nice movement too, I'm sure we'll one of us will call that for you for sure soon. Beautiful TTO to the upside on the month. So be watching that. Last but not least, Pack fam, I am loving Airbnb. It is some beautiful full time frame continuity to the upside on all time frames. This thing is moving in force. It doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. It finished strongly above a monthly broadening formation that I have drawn out on the monthly, and we know those higher time frames are stronger. So even stronger than the lower ones. So as long as it stay above that monthly broadening formation that I see, I'm liking Airbnb for sure going into the last week of the month. And that's it, Pack family. That's all I'm looking into. And definitely if my brothers catch something sooner than me, then I'll be looking at their plays. I trust their vision too. So if I'm out and about, which has been the case for me lately. Actually, I did something I wanted to mention with Airbnb. Like about a month ago, I spoke on how me and my fiance, we're starting one, and it's actually coming into fruition now. And I spoke on how Airbnb could possibly pay for the place for me. And if I was wise enough to just focus on it how I should have this last month, it could have done that. If you look at the monthly chart, it was a very impressive month for Airbnb. I really didn't need to focus on anything else. I just need to just really listen to my intuition, and the God or the creator or whatever anybody on here he wants to call him, he speaks to me in a lot of ways like that. Even for instance, one day I saw a Chewy box get delivered to my condo building.
Okay, let's go.
And it's like you gotta kind of take heed of those clues, and yeah, he go guide us. And like, man, just pay attention to that. I want people to learn from that lesson that I could have been, that I just really cemented into me more. It's something I've been knowing about the market. listen to that intuition, family. And a lot of times you don't need to look no further.
Gang, 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 gang. Who's next?
All right, let me hop up in here. I'm gonna keep it really, really quick. Keep it really, really simple. Get your levels set. Take some notes. Wait for the triggers. If these levels I give you move in force, you're going to make some chicken. Here we go. A lot of the pack. No, we're already in Juniper JNPR. JNPR. We're looking for a move in force over $28.56. Get your alert set, $28.56. That is 3 cents away. If it moves in force, you know what to do next. Let's get into a lot of these plays the pack has talked about in the same sectors. A lot of these XLK, XLC combos, we see how XLC moved last week. A lot of those XLC plays have been called out. Snap above $83.34 on Snap. $83.34 on Snap. Next one we have is Google, GOOG. We're looking at Google above 28.58. Google moves in force above 28.58. We're looking for a good move. Netflix, 592.98. We get a strong move in Netflix above 592.98. There should be some good profit there. Next setup, ticker symbol DIS, Disney. Disney above 176.70. Disney above 176.70. Set your triggers. We move in force. We'll make a move. One wealthy soon mentioned. Match. Ticker symbol MTCH, 161.36, above 161.36. Get your level set. Let's look for a move. Next, Lumen Technologies, ticker symbol LUMN. We're looking for Lumen Technologies. If it moves in force above $13.02, we're going to look to make a move on Lumen Technology. The last one is EA. I have 2 levels. I have a day and a week. The day level, 130.02, a EA Electronic Arts day trigger above 130.02, and a week trigger above 132.58. We're looking to make a move. That's all I got. Day. Back to you, FICO.
That PMG on the day. Sheesh.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Let's see who we got left. Wall Street Road. What's good, Brody? You got some juice? They said the juice man coming.
Juice.
If not, we can go ahead and let Mr. Check My Resume step forward.
Right on, right on.
All right, Mr. Check My Resume. The floor is yours, my guy.
Right on. Just wanted to say, yeah, I definitely agree with Will on that EA play. That was definitely one on my list. That was stupid fire. I mean, overall, man, there's just so many potential opportunities out there in the market this week. So yeah, it's just really just kind of finding like what you like, following the sectors. But let's get into it. I don't have to talk about EA. That's enough said there. Will called out the levels. I appreciate that. And Snap also, as well as one, just looking at continuation. Although, we played Twitter heavy last week. I do have the weekly reversal for Facebook. And so on Facebook, we're looking at that 22 rev above 361.03. And that's essentially it there for Facebook in terms of entries. Next one here is Roblox. And on Roblox, I got a few different levels. First one is on the 4 hour. We've got a 312 that'll happen above 83.47 tomorrow. If you
Luca.
yeah. And then also on the week you got a 22 rev above on the week above 84.50. Also, there's like a couple other level breaks on Roblox that we were looking at. So in addition to that 84.50 level, that 22 rev on the week, you've got a 212 potentially on the month above 90.43. As we all know, we got a new month on Friday, new quarters as well. So just looking at these different levels on the higher time frames, and then you got a 212 potential on the quarter above 90.95. So if we get the reversal on the week, I strongly feel we'll move in those directions for Roblox. The only thing is we're currently inside on that quarter that month. So if price happens to go above the current high of the inside, you just have to adjust your levels for that. But otherwise, really like the setup here on Roblox. Moving on. Next one, just a couple XLK stocks. One is Microsoft. I do like the 22 rev on Microsoft above 300.09. And then also, and a lot of these were bouncing off the bottom of Broadner formations. Another one is Apple. I don't play that one too much, but I do like the setup, 22 rev potentially on the week. And the level there is 147.47. I would only look at longs on those. Back to investing for legacy, called out CAT. I'm gonna bring out some levels for you really quick on CAT. First off, you got a 312 on the 4 hour above 197.31. Secondly, you got a 2-2 reversal on the week above 197.79. Also in CAT, you got it bouncing off of Broadner formation as well. This one happens to be a monthly Broadner formation. So I'm extremely bullish on this one, reversing on the week. Also on the month, you get a 2-2 rev above 212.95. And then you've got a quarterly reversal, 2-2 rev on the quarter above 223.76 on CAT. Really like that one, intermediate long as well as longer term hold as well. If you wanted the early entry, you could take that 312 tomorrow if it did break that level, but I'm looking at the longer term play on it. Next one, excuse me, was Penn. Cam called that one out. Just gonna give you some quick levels on that one. And this one right here could potentially go tomorrow. So you can watch for this one to break out. This one's got a 312 on the 4 hour above 76.02. You've got a 212 on the day above 76.45. Also, you've got a 2-2 rev on the week above 76.68. So you've got 3 level breaks within 66. So keep your eye out on Penn. And then on the macro, you got a 2-2 rev on the quarter above 86.40. And this is considering that Friday being the first. So those quarterly revs you just gotta wait on. Same thing with the monthly revs. Got a couple more here. XLP stocks, with the gap down, there's a gap to fill on XLP back to the upside. There were a number of XLP stocks. I didn't want to go too deep into it. I think overall the sector is looking to rev back to the upside. So the main one that I looked at that I wanted to highlight was Walmart. If y'all know, I don't usually play Walmart, but if I ever see a good setup, I'm gonna let the folks know. So first off, you got a 312 on the 4 hour above 143.53. Then also you've got a 2-2 rev on the week above 145.19. So I like, if XLP continues in that direction, I like Walmart to go. Actually, there's some other macro levels. Just didn't want to overload everybody with information. The next one is Intel. more XLK tech stuff, but we got 312 on the 4 hour above 54.36. And also you've got a macro break above, it's a quarterly break actually, 22 rev on a quarter above 57.46. So looking at Intel, the kind of, and we were talking about infrastructure bill money. The infrastructure bills are announced months in advance. October 1st, which is Friday, will be the first day of the new year for the feds. So the federal fiscal year starts over. It is their January 1 beginning on Friday. So all that money and bills and all that stuff will be starting to roll out beginning October 1st. New government contracts, new agencies will have new budgets. So you're gonna see all the money roll out. So those companies that you're sitting in long, these are when you're gonna see some of these tops start to happen. Some more announcements get made about contracts and deals and things of that nature. So, infrastructure bill money is just gonna hit the streets over the next 3 to 6 months. So, you'll start to see it trickle in. And you see these deals. You'll see the news come before the actual money hits those companies because that's how speculation works. But definitely those stocks. So pay attention to those stocks that got pumps from the infrastructure deal, like Intel, which will be responsible for developing the American chips. They're selected to handle American chips. So you just gotta read between the lines on some of these companies. Make sure your entries are clean and you're timing it right and you're getting clean breaks. Another one that'll benefit from infrastructure is HD on the consumer side. You've got a 2.2 rev on the day on HD above 337.84. That's an earlier entry. I'm targeting the 2.2 rev on the week, which is above 339.52. And almost all of these that I'm calling out are bouncing off the bottom of Broadening formation. So that was the beauty of these last couple of weeks, gapping down and all that. There's a lot of clean setups where they're just bouncing off Broadening formation. So I only picked ones that were this week. I could be selective in that way. Next one, and I think this is the last one I have, is Dropbox. Y'all know how I like to follow Dropbox. Dropbox has already started to rev on the micros. We've got a potential 2.2 rev on the week above 31.55. Very clean looking setup there. And then also on the month, which will have to happen on Friday. Hopefully, potentially it could, it may screw up the setup by going strongly this week. But 2.2 rev on the month above 32.59. I like that setup on Dropbox. That's one that could go as well. Main thing is just, with Dropbox, it's got to hold its levels. Really like the setup, and I think that is all I have. Back to you, FICO.
Okay, Wall Street Road. Are you got anything for us for the juice, or are we gonna move on for our new stratters who may not fully understand the setup? We know we got a lot of heavy hitters in the group. If you got a ticker that want to be looked at, post it in the watch or in the main trading den. But if you are new to the strat and you are not certain with your eyes the data that you're looking at on a chart, step forward and speak or forever hold your peace. We'll give 10 minutes to that. If not, then gang, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Luis says HAL. Now, I need to know, what is it that you see in HAL as I'm pulling up this ticker?
Step to the front of the congregation.
Let me make the floor. If y'all gonna post the tickers, I'm gonna need y'all to speak. Tell me what you see in Halliburton that makes you want to take a look at it.
Oh.
2.2 in the week. So it sounds like you are certain at what you're looking at. You don't need anything. You don't need for me to take a look at it. You do have a 3-2 rev on the week, and subsequently you have a 2-2 reversal on the month over 21.37, and you are knocking on the door. So right now it's green on the month, green on the week, green on the day, and that's what we care about the most: time frame continuity. So watch those 2 levels, bro. Your month 21.37, that's that 2-2 reversal trigger. That target will be 24.17, and I know your week is going to be 21.19, so one should trigger the other. Weren't you just playing Halliburton not too long ago, Mr. Check My Resume?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's right, because y'all, that was matter of fact, this was this past
2 weeks
I can't
ago.
remember. Okay, yeah, that come up from the bottom of that broad information. Okay, yeah. That looks good. Luis. Okay, yep. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been an amazing Watchlist call. I went ahead and posted the information for the volatility and the seasonality to it in the Discord. I also posted a picture in the chat. We will see you bright and early come Monday morning. I'll try to have the doors open about 8:45 a.m. Eastern. We can go over some charts. You got anything you want to look at? I'll be up early playing futures. You know how I do. So anybody got any questions? If not, peace and blessings be unto you before we get up out of here. And love you all. See y'all in the morning. Peace.
Hey.
Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. We going straight to the moon. Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. We going straight to the moon. I made 1,000%. Caught the reverse of the deal. I had to take me a risk. That's why I'm living like this. I made 1,000%. Caught the reverse of the deal. I had to take me a risk. That's why I'm living like this. I just made 1,000%. I made 50 bands in my sleep. The catalyst coming, we gassing up the rocket.